Welcome to the number one friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Karo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
And make sure to go to manoftheyearpodcast.com to grab our merch and watch our videos on YouTube. If you're new here, we are your CFOs, Chief Friendship Officers. But Matt, before we get into the friendship, I have a rant against the sun. The sun.
Okay.
It's summer and I can't stand the fact that we have to put suntan lotion on whenever we go have any exposure to the sun. Is there not a better system than smearing ourselves with this disgusting liquid that stains everything, that smells? Half the time it doesn't work. You have handprints, you have, an armpit that gets burned. Oh, and by the way, if you don't do it right, you die. Like, is there no better system than suntan lotion?
Oh my God. You know what? You know that there's like a huge, not just TikTok everywhere about like whether sunscreen even works.
Well, some of it doesn't actually work,
Right.
but there's TikTokers who say don't use it who are insane.
Here's the thing. I love this take because actually I got mad at my mom because she smeared suntan lotion on the side of our new car.
I mean, how?
She was because she was lubing up Brenner in the car.
Yeah, in the car. Oh God, that's unacceptable. Yeah,
Totally unacceptable. First of all, it's unacceptable that suntan lotion will ruin cars.
yeah, it
Ruin
ruins
clothes.
everything.
Yeah. It ruins everything. Yeah, I think it's more that it's unacceptable that it ruins everything.
Yeah,
That's the
um,
worst part about sunblock, that it ruins it. But also the flip side is I do you wear sunblock every day when you go outside? No, I don't either.
no.
Like some people wear sunblock. Like I think you need exposure to the sun, healthy exposure. You need vitamin D every day.
I mean, I about 6 months ago, I went down a rabbit hole on this very question, Matt. I was Googling, like, oh, if I work in an office or I work from home, do I need to wear suntan lotion? And they were like, yes, because you're near a window. And I'm like, I'm not putting suntan lotion on.
That's insane. Indoor suntan users,
Well, you get
please.
it. You buy the moisturizer that has it in it, I guess.
Yeah. Did you go through the rabbit hole about how it's like a hormone disruptor and it's changing our entire like
Oh
species?
no, I no. Are we all like gonna grow horns and shit like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I've been there. I mean, post 2 a.m., right? If you're awake, you're either figuring out what the like crop circles are, who built the pyramids, right? I guess some people are going down the anti-Semitic rabbit holes too, probably. Like, is sunblock changing our DNA?
Well, you know my rule. Once I put my phone on silent and I go to bed, I never pick it up, even if I can't sleep.
Wow,
Yeah,
good
I
move.
mean that's lesson one, Matt. You pick up your phone in the middle of the night when you can't sleep.
Well, it's very rare that I can't sleep.
Yeah.
So yes,
Anyway,
yes, because
yeah,
if I can't sleep, it's extremely rare.
right. Yeah, but yeah, just being summer. Just that like it ruins if you like. Sometimes I just like oh, we got to go to this thing. Well, then I have to put suntan lotion on, so forget it.
Well, the worst part is after the lotion. Like if you're trying to do something after, you have to
You have to
shower.
you have to shower and you have to
You
get your
can't.
clothes right.
Oh, you ever just go direct? Oh,
You can't because
no.
you put jeans on after you've wore suntan lotion.
I'm just saying, in my life, I've done it. It's one of the worst feelings
Yeah,
in the world.
I've never gone direct.
Oh, I've gone direct. I'd say it's up there with having to put your bathing suit on after you go to the bathroom.
Or like
Your
going
wet bathing suit back on after going to the bathroom.
or do you go and have a day after you get a haircut?
I try to always go home and shower.
Right, but you ever have to like do stuff when
Oh,
your hair
worst day of your life.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're still finding those hairs everywhere.
There's nothing worse than wearing a wet bathing suit, suntan lotion, and a haircut.
Worst combo.
All right. Well, this is going to be a kind of a wonky segue, but we're talking about, putting suntan lotion on your body. We're talking about your body. And let's talk about physicality of friendship. And that includes how you greet your buddies, hugging your buddies, um, everything under the sun, pun intended, um, that you should or shouldn't be doing when it comes to, physicality, intimacy, I might call it.
I love it.
Now, you just had what you called I think you called it the hug of the century or something like that.
Yeah, I just was at my reunion, and actually two of my law school buddies, two of the best huggers I've ever met.
Really?
Like bear hug, held it in. It's almost like we should have been crying.
Were they big guys?
No, just
Oh,
love,
wow. Wow.
affection, just pure. I got two bear hug affection hugs of people I hadn't seen in a while.
And so we talked about this a couple years ago in the pod. Were they, I like a hug and a pat. Were they patting or were they
Just a big hug,
just a big hug? Okay, that's great. That's great.
wedding hug.
So this came up with us a few episodes ago. We were interviewing Katie Corwin and Delaney Buffett, who made this movie Adult Best Friends, and they said that they've never hugged each other.
I know, I was shocked.
And they're best friends since 5th grade. And I'm still thinking about that now. And I don't know, did we land on the fact that they're like, I don't know, that they're waspy or something like that? Like, where
Yeah,
did
every
we?
culture has different sort of norms, I guess, on physicality. I mean, that's obviously a broad stereotype, but I think it's
Yeah,
true. There are different, there are general differences. Like, hey, you go to a different country, they kiss you twice. You go somewhere else, they kiss you three times. Some places four times. What did we
too
decide?
much.
Four. There are
I
places
mean,
that kiss 16 kisses for a four-person brunch. 16 kisses. 16 kisses for a four-person brunch. A 2-minute kiss fest. Sir, your table's ready. Hold on. Hold on. Sir, your table. We're going to give away your table. Hold on. I'm almost done greeting my friends. I love it.
I think to me, over two kisses, going back to the same cheek is bananas.
It's gross.
It's
My
not gross.
cheek is already wet from you.
But I don't know. Are they
No,
actually
it's all fine. I'm kidding. And they're all listen. Every greeting, I think they're all totally like. I don't have a preference to be honest. When I like wherever I am, I like it to be the host nation's kiss culture.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would be weird if you in America you did
Only
6
one.
kisses.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, would it be funny if I refused to do the second one somewhere?
Oh my god.
If you're just like, no, I only do one. I only do one. Well, because you have these people who don't shake hands, they don't
Right.
hug, they don't do this, they all pull back. I would love to know what that's about.
Well, I wanted to actually share this with you. So when I meet someone I don't know, I actually just had like a meeting yesterday. When I meet them, I say, "Are you okay with a hug?" And then I give them a hug
Mm.
because we hug generally, and we work in Hollywood. People hug. I think the world has changed in the past 5 years,
No,
and
I
you
think
can't just
I
hug
think Big
people.
Papa Matt just comes in like this, like a giant condor. I come in like a condor.
I was I was just with Lindsay's kids, and I gave one of them a hug, and they kind of didn't like it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And Lindsay's like, "No, you have to ask because we're teaching them that they need to ask."
Hmm. Yeah,
And
a
I was
lot
like,
of
"Oh,
kids are taught to like go ask. You have to ask if you want to hug the kid. I think that's pretty normal these days in parenting.
yeah." You got to ask. You got to have the kid, right? Yeah. Anyway, mm, what do we think about? And we'll talk about this a little bit in our listener question. People who, or I mean, do we think it's better, worse, different? The non-huggers, the huggers, like Delaney and Katie, like they don't hug. Like, is that a problem for you?
Here's my take. Um, we want you to feel connected. That's the guilt. That's the goal. The aim is for you to feel real connection to your friends. I believe intimacy involves physical connection, but it doesn't have to be, I suppose. If you
Mhm.
can feel real intimacy without that, you know, great. But I think a lot of people do need physical intimacy. And I think studies have shown physical intimacy is a part of connection.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's hard from just our standpoint, our cultural standpoint. I can't imagine the downside of a bro hug.
Right.
Like, you see your buddies, you hug it out. Like, I can't see what anybody wouldn't like about that if they're your actual friend.
I mean, I think some people actually are just uncomfortable with physical contact.
Right.
And I don't know where that, just everybody's different. Could be your something happened, a trauma, or it just could be how you just exist in the world. You could be on the spectrum. There's a lot of reasons, right? Maybe why people don't engage that way. But I do think personally for me, and I think it's definitely true. I think studies have shown that intimacy, physical intimacy creates certain things that are harder to get without. I think it adds trust. It adds a feeling of, I don't know, safety, if you want to call it.
Mhm.
Um, Compassion. I don't know. That's what I felt like when I guess when I had these hugs with my friends from law school, I felt like a compassion, like I miss you. I feel for everything that you had, good, bad, and different. Like all of it was in there.
You know how in the new iPhones, not the new iPhones, where you could hold them end to end and like send pictures or send your contact
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
That's like a hug. It like shoots the information across to the other guy.
Well, you know what? Oh, that's good. You know what? I would take it even a step further. You ever see those movies where like the guy can see the future when he shakes your hand, or TV shows?
Vaguely, I mean, sure.
Anyway, I feel like when you're hugging somebody, like you get to like feel their like range of life stuff. I don't know. It felt weird. I just feel like
Well,
you're like in their life in a moment. I don't know. It's crazy.
yeah. Well, it's the same reason why hanging out with your friends on Zoom versus going out with them together is different. You could see someone every day on Zoom. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Um, like I think I've talked about this before, but my buddy Shane, his dad, his dad has never hugged him.
Mm.
And I was like, that can't be. He's like, no, he's not a hugger. We're not, it's not our family. So we have a long-standing bet that when his dad visits him in LA, I'll get a hug out of him.
Right.
He's like, you're not getting a hug. I'm like, Shane, I will get that hug. I will get that hug.
My grandma
Uh,
never hugged.
right. I remember that. She was the one who said you were clumsy.
Yeah, the spiller, she called me.
Because you spilled once.
She caused a debilitating case of the yips for the rest of my life.
She called you the spiller. Did she
Yeah.
have like an accent?
Yeah, I mean, like a Brooklyn accent.
So she was like, oh, he is a Maddie, that spiller.
Yeah, not it wasn't that thick, but you just yeah,
Yeah.
it hit hard.
It's the worst superhero ever.
Yeah. Oh, spiller.
I
Now
mean, I guess you
everywhere I
could
go.
like
Now Jesse's like he's so clumsy every time I spill something. Now it's like
that might be your one sort of thing that like because you and I are pretty hard to insult.
yeah.
That may be one thing that gets that's like
Oh,
calling
that gets
Mike.
me. Oh, that
That's like
gets me.
it's like
Cuts
calling
the
Marty McFly.
childhood.
Yeah, it's like calling Marty McFly chicken. Like calling him yella.
That's right. If you just go, oh wait, don't put that drink down your back.
All right, should we take a listener question?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. Guys, this is Asking for a Friend. This is our listener question segment. If you've got a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram at Man of the Year Podcast, and we will answer it on the show. Okay, dear Matt and Karo, love the pod. I have an Asking for a Friend question. Physical affection has never come easily to me. I generally prefer emotional closeness to physical contact. One of my buddies expresses connection primarily through touch. Lots of hugs, good-natured punches on my arm, sitting extremely close, etc. I care for him deeply, but the persistent physicality can feel a little invasive and it's kind of exhausting to me. How do I navigate this difference in how we connect without offending him or harming the closeness of our friendship?
I mean, I don't want to downplay it, but I think it's totally normal for people to have different styles, right? I mean, we were just talking about people kiss different ways. Some people hug, some people don't. In any friend circle, you probably, if you may not have even thought about it, right? You may not have actually thought about it. If you make a list, you could probably find in your five friends, five different kissing, hugging levels of intimacy styles just for physicality. And some people look, what we were just talking about, like, do you need physical intimacy? I like it. I think it has benefits, but if you're emotionally intimate, I think that's great. The point is, you want to be able to be vulnerable with each other. And I think if you can just, they probably already know this. This is what I was going to say, Kiro. Do I think they already kind of know how you are?
Probably, which kind of makes it a little bit worse if the guy's not respecting the other guy's personal space.
Well, like we said, your friends aren't mind readers, too.
Well, you just said they know each other. They
Well, I'm
already know.
saying they know each other, but again, like, if somebody hasn't told you, like, oh, I'm not a big hugger, like, if their default is always hugging,
Right.
right? If your default, look, nothing I hate less than the guys. And remember those high school guys, the shoulder punchers, the frat shoulder punchers.
Right. Well, when someone like really hits you, you're like, bro.
What are you doing?
Right. Right. Dead arm. Like what?
What are you? But so I mean, look, I'm just saying. I think like your friendship is going to be fine. This is not a friendship. I can't. I don't think there's a scenario where this is going to. If you want to just say something, where this is going to be some sort of friendship ruiner. It's just better to be more transparent with your friends about things you like or don't like. I mean, look, obviously certain things you let go, like, hey, everybody has like that uncle who's gonna squeeze your cheeks or whatever, and that's just how it is. Uncle that,
Uh-huh.
whatever.
Right.
Let's leave it there. My point is sometimes you just let things go. You see somebody once a year, oh yeah, this person's a big hugger. All right, let it slide. But if it's your friend that you're seeing regularly, you shouldn't have to go hiding your you know communication style or emotional style. I think sometimes we tend to match because we all,
Yeah.
like the desire to be liked and validated is we often match styles, not just manner of talking, but also hugs. Like somebody comes in with a big hug, you're like, I'm going to give him a big hug, even if that's not what you normally do. And I think it's actually pretty good to do it that way. But if it's something that bothers you, like people have to respect everybody else's boundaries.
How does, listen, we can't necessarily relate to the question asker because we don't have those boundary issues hugging our bros.
Yeah.
But, he wants to say something. How did you bring that up to your buddy?
So I think you can always make a joke, if you want. You can do it that
Okay.
way and be like, wow, this guy, I don't know exactly what you'd say, but it's just be like, um, I don't know. We have to think about how to frame that. But I don't think, I'm saying, I don't think it's a big deal to say something.
I
Just
think you got to do a compliment sandwich.
compliment sandwich. Let me hear it.
Right. So you go, oh, dude, I love hanging out. It's just so fun. We got to keep doing this. Can we maybe not punch me so much? Cause I don't love it so much. Anyway, like, let me buy you a drink, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
The old compliment sandwich, as they call it.
I like that. I like that.
You got to make a joke of it.
I think the light roast, though, is what I was trying to say. Like,
Like, oh, this guy loves to hug.
yeah, or it's like, oh, this guy's like, this guy's world arm wrestling champ over here.
I
You
don't think
know,
he's gonna get the gist though.
maybe, or like, yeah, my back's still recovering from your last hug.
Could you avoid it? Don't put yourself in situations where you're posted up next to him.
Well, that's the thing. Some people I have found, and I look again, like this isn't my style, and I always like, I'm like, oh, this feels uncomfortable for me. But if that's their comfort style, some people do the side hug.
What's that?
You don't know the side hug?
No,
You've never had people like they literally turn to the side so you hug their side?
I can't picture it.
Yeah. There's some people that I don't know exactly what it is, but they don't feel comfortable with the forward hug. They like the side hug. You don't
I
know
mean,
side.
I
Some
have
people
hugged.
They like you're hugging them that way because they're doing it deliberately because they like the side hug. You may not have
So
realized.
well, I have, okay, this is what I've experienced. I've hugged someone and they clearly are not a hugger
Yeah,
and say they sort of like, they don't go neck over your neck. They
yeah,
kind of they kind of leave some space in between.
right.
Um,
Right. My grandma had a force field, we called it. So even if people tried to hug her, it wasn't a real hug.
well, when I looked up side hug, I see people shoulder to shoulder hugging, like almost like sitting next to each other at a baseball game.
No, there's people who do like I don't know how to. It's like that's they like they're kind of in a awkward shoulder down pose. I don't know what
Got
it is.
it. Got it. I mean, Side Hug has its own
Yeah,
Wikipedia page, which is insane. Um, so yes, you could do a side hug. You could wear a fake, a crutch, so it's
yeah.
like, so the person doesn't want to punch you. Um,
But I
but
also think it's like I was gonna say like again like it's we're talking about people who are like just having a weird mismatch on something minor.
I know you keep saying how minor it is, but clearly it bothers this guy.
No, I know, but I'm saying even if it bothers you, I'm saying I don't think it's gonna end your friendship. So don't
I don't think
even
he
if
thinks it's going to end this
yeah,
friendship.
right. I'm saying so just go ahead and resolve it.
Right. Just say something. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, listen, if the other guy's either going to get defensive, or he's going to be like, oh, no problem.
I don't think he's gonna get defensive.
Okay. You're just saying like, he'll be like, okay, no problem. All good.
Yeah, I just I find it hard to believe that your friend who you genuinely like is suddenly gonna be like, you don't want my hug?
I mean, this guy's an arm puncher, who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah.
Okay. How about this, Matt? What about proposing, sort of what you said, proposing alternative physical intimacy?
Oh,
Do you-
create a new handshake?
well, I was going to say, can we do a fist bump? Are you okay
Yeah,
with a Bash Brothers thing?
yeah. But I've found that the people who don't handshake do that too. They've created a style. You know the people who don't handshake?
Yeah, well, when I was recently with celebrity chef Guy Fieri, he only
Yeah,
fist bumps.
right. And they make it clear that they only fist bump.
Yeah, but also he wears crazy bling, like huge rings and
Oh, so
stuff. So it's like,
he's literally indenting your knuckle.
yeah, it was the least comfortable fist bump I've ever
Two
had.
days later, you're like, why do I have a Guy Fieri restaurant ring symbol in my hand?
He put his
Why do
logo
I
on
have
my.
Guy Fieri hot wing sauce label indented in
Why did my
my
forehead say Flavor Town?
flavor? You got the Guy Fieri stamp of approval?
We did you ever watch Celebrity Chefs? You a Celebrity Chef guy?
No. You?
No, no, but my dad loves Food Channel,
Yeah,
Food
people are
Network.
obsessed. I've never gotten into it. I had a roommate who was once obsessed with it. I think it's
Really?
good. I think it's good background stuff. Like, I think it's part of that like passive watching TV boom.
Right. Watching other people cook, it just seems so, you
It's a
know.
huge market. I mean, it's massive.
Yeah. No, I know. I know. All right. I think we answered this question. So I would say we would sum it up by saying this is this is important to you. Say something, pull up the band-aid off. Your buddy will understand. Either do a compliment sandwich or propose a different way of being physical. But I would say this is a high-class problem, right?
That's what I think. That's what I was getting
Yeah.
at. It's like
Yeah.
as long as you're
Yeah.
feeling the friendship is fulfilling, there's no one right way to greet anyone anyway. Like the hug isn't universally approved.
Right. Right. Okay, guys, that was asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question, send it to us on Instagram and we'll answer it on the show. So as we wrap up here, Matt, I wonder if we should maybe talk about the elephant in the room that, are there perhaps guys out there who think that hugging your bros or physical intimacy is somehow like, you know, means you're not straight or something like that? Is it somehow a,
Yes.
and how do we disabuse people of that notion here in 2025?
I mean, I think it's less of an issue than it used to be for sure.
Sure.
But I definitely still think there are guys that are built or we're brought up with the notions of
Right.
masculinity, and that there's a line, and
Yeah.
this is the line you walk, and intimacy, just the idea of intimacy. I think somebody wrote an article, I think it was the Atlantic recently. I think I sent it to you about how in the olden times, physical intimacy was like part and parcel of male friendship.
Oh, they're like sleeping in the same beds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it had nothing to do with sexuality. It's just that was how people bonded, and that is still how a lot of people bond. And I think you just like I think like you can't change people though. I think like on some level, if that's going to make you feel uncomfortable, I'm not sure we could convince you to not feel uncomfortable about it, but I think we could
Mhm.
kind of get you to wrap your head around the idea that you don't need to.
Right. Right. Yes. I mean, like, to me, they're two physical intimacy with your buddies. Hug up from your platonic buddy is just has no meaning besides that.
Right. But I also like here's an example. I have a family member that loves kissing me on the cheek, male family
Yeah.
member. I don't know, like a couple of years ago, I was just like, that made me cringe,
Hmm.
and I think it was because we hadn't necessarily had this evolution for me anyway about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And now, I think I may have told somebody to tell him not to do it to me,
Right.
which is like
Yeah.
passive aggressive. Because, you know, and
Actually, quite unusual for you.
yeah, but this was years. This was like
Yeah.
20 years. And
Oh,
now I'm like, man, bring it in, man.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to
Give
feel
me
that.
four of those
To
kisses.
feel that beard.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I was just, I went to the Dodgers game with our mutual buddy, and we were, had a long Uber ride, obviously hysterically laughing, you know how it is. And like, a lot of physical, I was noticing because I know we were going to talk about it, slapping his knee, like
Yeah.
grabbing his arm, like that's hilarious when you're laughing.
I
You
love
love it.
that. I
Yeah.
love grabbing a knee or like elbowing a rib when something funny is happening. I love that
Yeah.
physical intimacy.
Yeah.
I'll just say this too, because I think I talked about this a long time ago. My one regret with my dad was thinking back when I guess at some point as a teenager, he used to always love holding my hand. And then I just, at some point as a teenager, I started pulling away from that. And now I'm
Yeah.
doing it with my kid. Like I'm on the couch. He's laying on top of me. We're watching TV and his hands are in my hand. And I'm holding on for dear life because, like, one day he won't want to do that.
Yeah. So is he, so now he's looking at screens.
Yeah. What can you do? I fought the good fight.
How long did that last?
I don't know, almost 2 years. He gets a
Yeah.
short amount of TV a day. I'm not going to judge. Every parent has to do different. We have two kids now, and just the
Yeah.
juggling. It's like, I always read these articles like you shouldn't be using TV as a substitute for parenting. I'm like, all right, well, I'm using it as a substitute for a babysitter
I
then.
mean, listen, we watch TV. It's more
Yeah,
like the iPad that's the problem, I
yeah,
think.
yeah. But I guess my wrap up thought of this
Yeah.
is like I personally love the physical connection between friendships, and I've grown to love it. I wasn't like the most physically intimate, and now I'm just like I'm enjoying that I've become more vulnerable on that front. Everybody communicates differently. I think you can connect with varying degrees of physical intimacy. Like, you know, our friends who said they never hugged, it sounds like they still have a very healthy, intimate relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think for those of our listeners who I'm curious, I'm wondering what advice we should give. If you're like have a group of friends and you guys don't hug, I don't know. Can we start it? Can you try it?
Yeah, I would like some people who don't hug to try it for us. I'd love to live a little hug club action, see what's
Yeah.
happening. Well, you know what I love, that meme that went viral where the buddies were calling their good friends to say goodnight.
Oh God. Hilarious.
Right. So like it would be great to just see people who don't hug just start hugging their bros.
The calling your buddy to say goodnight thing crushed me.
Yeah,
So
slayed,
funny.
slayed me.
It's funny. I should have done it to you. You probably been like, okay, good night, love you.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked because I wouldn't have been like, oh, that's weird.
All right. Anything else,
That's all I got.
guys? Hug your bros and let us know how it goes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Love you,
Love you,
buddy.
buddy.